Hi, everybody. It's Tamara from Moogly, and we are, as always, fingers crossed, live today. It is November 19th. Once again, I forgot to turn down the volume on my phone. There we go. So, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. It's so good to see you virtually here. It is now officially the second half of November. We're just about 1 week out from American Thanksgiving, which means we are exactly 1 week out from the very last Moogly Crochet Along 2025 square. Moogly Crochet Along shall absolutely continue. I've already got the yarn picked out. As of yesterday, I have finalized all my designers for 2026. It is definitely a go, and I will be doing a great big live on YouTube and Facebook to announce that right at the end of December. And I'll give you a little bit more information as we get closer so you can get your yarn and purchased and all ready to go as well. But in the meantime, of course, let's talk about what's been going on lately. So we have block 23. Don't want to overlook anything here in our excitement about 26, because 25, we've still got two more beautiful blocks for you. And here is the latest. This one is by Juniper and Oaks. This is a gorgeous mosaic design. Zigzag is in the name. I don't remember the whole name right now. We always, I'll have to give our designs such long names. But here is the front and here is the back. So this is an overlay mosaic piece worked in the round. And if you look closely with an experienced eye here, you can see where I carried my yarns from row to row. So I didn't have to break my yarn every time I changed colors. Now, if you've been following along and paying attention to my colors, you'll also notice one of my colors is missing. I did not use the Merlot for this square simply because my gauge was a lot bigger than Erin's. Erin is the designer at Juniper and Oaks. And so I needed to cut out about 5 rounds from my square to get it to be just 12 inches big. You can see I actually ended up doing 2 rows in a row or 2 rounds in a row, I guess you could say, of the black to finish it off because I really wanted black for my outside color. But otherwise, this pattern, this design is really, really adjustable like that. So if your gauge is different than Erin's, and most of us have a different gauge, this one is super easy to adjust for size. But of course, you might find you have a few less rows to add that last color. That's where I ended up. And I certainly wasn't going to pull it all back to redo it because I love the way it looks. Really gorgeous design. Really interesting to see how everybody's gauge ends up with this one. Here's the back again, really nice and solid. So once again, this one is on Juniper and Oaks, and it's block 23. We've got one more block coming out a week from today, and then we'll be talking about 2026. And of course, you've got all of December to put your squares together in whatever order you like, using whatever join you like, and of course, in the end, adding whatever border you like. This is where everybody's blankets become their own. We've all used our own colors. Some of us have picked out different squares, swapped those out a little bit, but now we get to put them together just the way we want. And of course, come back and show them off to the group. Once you have your pillows, your little blankets, your big blankets, whatever you're doing, make sure if you're part of that Facebook group, if you haven't already, it's a great time to join and show off your squares and your finished blankets, pillows, whatever it is you choose to make out of your squares. And of course, join now for 2026. We'll be kicking that off right at the end of December. I'll have a big live. I'll talk about that more as we get closer to it, and I've got the dates and everything finalized. And then we'll have our first square come January. So very exciting. You can always jump in anytime. We're always doing 12-inch squares with a J hook. So you can jump in anytime and go ahead and get started on those designs and pick out your favorite squares and have your own custom blanket at the end of the year or the middle of the year, whenever you decide to be done. It's a very relaxed crochet along. All right. So I'll take a little moment here and say thank you to everybody who's watching us live. Julia, Mary Ann, so glad to see you both here. Anna and Chris. Oh, thank you so much for joining me today live. I am wearing the Cosmos cardigan, which is a free pattern you'll find on mooglyblog.com. It is a really simple cardigan, one of the first ones I designed, very much oversized, cozy, and cuddly for the holidays and the whole winter season, so I hope you'll check it out. The yarn for this one is discontinued, but it's a worsted weight yarn. Pick your favorite and go ahead and make your favorite substitution. Um, Thank you so much, you guys. Let's see. Oh, the silly, let's see. The little symbols on YouTube was covering what I was trying to read. So thank you so much. I'm so glad you like that tutorial, Chris. I really appreciate it. Okay, so what else do we have going on the blog? The perfect point cowl tutorial is up. That is this piece right here, in case you've forgotten. This is a one skein cowl for the fall and winter months right here. It's got a kind of an unusual construction. Looks kind of small and strange before you put it on, but it slides right over the head like so. And then it has that point all ready for you. So I know I like to wear a lot of scarves, handmade scarves and things. And a lot of times they have a lot of fussing to do. And this is one of those pieces where if you want to just throw it on and go, right? As soon as you put it on, it's got the style. It stays close to the neck without being so close as to be choking. So that's a personal personal preference there you're hearing about. Don't like things really tight around my neck. So this one stays up and warm without being too overly close. So the perfect point, because it comes to a little point, cowl. It's worked flat, super simple. It now has a full video tutorial. So if you need that, that is up as well. And of course, that's out in both right and left-handed. So that's up now. And then just a little sneak peek. Yesterday, we finished, was it just yesterday? I think it was just yesterday. We finished filming the tutorial, and it will be up tomorrow for the corner window rectangle right here. And I actually had to make a new one for the tutorial. This is the one I made in the tutorial itself because I'd already mailed off the other one to Warm Up America. Now, because you're saying, if you're not familiar, you're probably saying, why on earth is she making this weird 7-inch by 9-inch rectangle? That's because this is the size Warm Up America uses for their section drives. And this particular rectangle, I made as a member of the CGOA. I kind of donated it on their behalf as well. But it went into the book that Warm Up America currently is offering right now in exchange for a $50 donation. I don't think it's like a hardcover book or anything like that. I'm sure it's much more of like a big PDF file, but a bunch of different companies and organizations donated patterns. And anytime for the next few months, year, however long they decide to run it, when you donate $50 or more to help Warm Up America, they will give you a booklet with the patterns that everybody has donated. It's supposed to be a whole bunch of patterns, and this is in there as well. So you can't get the PDF from me, but because we do want to encourage everybody to donate as much as possible, you can get the free pattern on the blog. So if you want the PDF, you've got to donate to Warm Up America, but we do want everybody to make things as much as they can. So the blog has the free pattern, and tomorrow, right and left-handed video tutorials, step by step, will be up for this one as well. Because I really want everybody to be able to donate. But of course, I really also want to encourage everybody to donate to them as much as possible. When you're making things for Warm Up America, they ask that you use a worsted weight acrylic yarn because then everything goes together, right? We don't want to sew an acrylic square to a wool square to an alpaca square, right? That'd be a nightmare for washing. So we want everything to be worsted weight acrylic so it all goes together. I'll go with the washer and dryer. So for mine, I used Super Saver pooling. I happen to have some on the shelf, and isn't that fun? It's just so many fun colors. I love using a variegated like this, or this one happens to be pooling, but you get a new color almost every stitch. We all know how motivating those color changes can be. This one is papaya pooling, is officially the name of this colorway. Isn't it pretty? It was just so much fun. So, and you can get, oh gosh, probably at least 4, maybe 5 or 6 of these rectangles out of one skein. So if you've got some stash you want to bust, um, do it for a good cause. I already sent mine in before, so now I've got another one for next time I send a box in to Warm Up America. If you've also got any hats, scarves, or mittens that you've made that you just want to go ahead and donate, you just made them for the fun of making them, Warm Up America will take those as well. So a great little cause there for everybody. Let's see. Sorry, I've got a hair in my eye. There we go. It was making it really difficult to continue. There we go. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like it. Thank you so much. Um, yes. Oh, and Anna and Marianne, you've ordered the yarn for the cowl. I hope you enjoy making it. Thank you. All right. So let's see. What else is on my list for today? We have the designer showcase. Nikki's Homemade Crafts was kind enough to do a designer showcase with us this month. So if you're not familiar with Nikki's stuff, you should be. She's designed a square for the Moogly Crochet Along, and I'll give you a little hint. She'll be back for 2026 with another design for us. So definitely check that out. 5 of her free patterns are featured in that designer showcase, as well as just more information about where you can follow her and a little bit more about Nikki. I've had the pleasure to meet her at a couple of different professional conferences and things over the years. And I tell you what, she's pretty much what you see online. She is bubbly and energetic, full of energy, and very passionate about crochet and her crochet business. So definitely check that out. Then we can get to all these updates. I saw somebody mentioned on YouTube the Katya Flowers Forever blanket crochet along. I have finished mine in a manner of speaking. We won't talk about the ends, but here it is. I've got mine finished, except for all the ends to weave in. For I tell you what, this and the Moogly crochet along, I have been good with that one. I have woven in my squares, most of them. I think there might be one or two with a couple ends. Um, but I just personally, when it's the cold winter months, when it's quiet and that family time, and I want to keep my hands busy, but I don't want to, miss the conversation when family's around. That's when I do all my end weaving in. I keep my big blanket projects and I'll just sit and weave in my ends while I visit with people because then I can not have to worry about concentrating, but I can keep my hands busy. So that's my excuse. But I did finish the blanket otherwise. Let me find an edge here so I can hold it up for you properly. Here we go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And if you want to, I'll show you the back. All right, here we go. Lots of ends to weave in, but I still think it's very pretty, even from behind. I did make one small change. I tried to follow the pattern the way she wrote it, and I did, but I did make one small change when it comes to, let me pull it up here, the border. I followed the pattern for the border, but this last round here that I did in purple was, according to her instructions, supposed to be hot pink or fuchsia, I think is the official name for it, the darker pink. And I definitely, I think, had enough of the darker pink to do it, but I had a little bit more of the purple, and otherwise the purple wasn't included in the border. And I really liked the purple, so I thought, what the heck? Let's throw a round of the purple in there instead of the hot pink. So a little personalization for my blanket, but I always encourage people to do that with their projects, make it your own. Really fun picot edging on this one. Gorgeous, gorgeous blanket. Definitely a quick crochet along. This one, it was 5 weeks long, and we had a lot to do over those 5 weeks. There were a couple weeks where we got, had a little bit less, but it was a lot. There was a lot to do over those 5 weeks. So the crochet along itself may be over, but last I checked, the pattern's definitely still up for free on Katya.com. And of course, they've got lots of gorgeous yarns that you can use to make it. I used the basic merino, but they've got other yarns you can choose from. Check out the designer, Baki's Home. I've tagged her in a couple different things. Um, she's on Instagram and she's done a lot of variations of this blanket with different colors for the backgrounds instead of white. Some really gorgeous things and in some other yarns. So definitely check her out. Wilma Westenberg, if you're familiar with her, she's another great designer. And she made this blanket as well. So you can see hers on Instagram as well. But it was just so much fun. And I want to thank Katya so much for giving me the opportunity to make this blanket and show it off to all of you all along the process. So thank you to those who followed along as well and made it. If you're still working on it, I get it. There's a lot of pieces. But I really enjoyed the way it came together with the join as you go between the different pieces. And I've done join as you go projects before, but never quite like this. And that's the joy to me of following other people's and other designers' patterns, right? I'm always learning new things too and saying, oh, that's an interesting way to do that. I haven't done it that way before. And sometimes I might steal that idea and make it one of my own. So I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed this peek into her mind and seeing how she did things. And it was just a really fun blanket to crochet. So if you haven't, if you're thinking about it, definitely go get the pattern over on Katya.com and check out all their beautiful patterns. They've got this one and, of course, lots of other gorgeous patterns and so many gorgeous yarns. I'm going to show you something I've been working on in another one of their yarns here in just a little bit. All right, let's see. Oh, I'm glad you guys like the substitute of the purple, right? The purple just wasn't in the border otherwise. And I do like the way that it looked with the hot pink. And you would not believe how long I sat there with the two yarns trying to decide which one to use. And I said, all right, let's do it. We're just going with the purple. Got to make it my own. Make sure that one I can tell if they all get mixed up which one's mine, right? There we go. Thank you guys. I'm glad you guys like that. All right. So what else? We've got the Jimmy Bean's wool blanket crochet along. I've been crocheting along with that one as well. Got so many bags around me, I have to find it. Here we are. This is the bag I've been keeping my crochet along in all year. The sheaf of instructions that I've been following because I personally prefer to print out my instructions. So every month I just add them to the pile. And I have actually finished all the pieces for November. I just haven't had a chance to block them yet. So in this month, we made two more of these corner squares, which have it's a wiggle crochet, but it's a version of wiggle crochet I've never seen before. She does it by working in the designer Lena has us do this wiggle crochet by crocheting our stitches into the front loop rather than doing post stitches. So that was a really unique method. I hadn't seen that before. So we made two more of those, and then we attached them because that added up to four to our long strips, and then added these additional sections all the way across. So this was the rye knot colorway for this month, which is exactly the color of the leaves in my yard. If you saw my video, once I looked at it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is my whole yard is this color right now." So you can see it goes across there. This is one of the new squares we made. And then our other strip, remember how we had those long strips in progress. Now we've got that square. I think that one was from before. This was one of the newer ones because it's got our new color in it. And then we crocheted this strip across it. So these strips have the bead stitch in them, and then our squares were wiggle crochet. So this month it was pretty much doing those squares and adding those strips. And I think that was it. Yeah, because the rest of this, our big square, we finished up. Oh, no, we did add one more stripe, and we added one more stripe to our big section as well. It's like I thought there was one more thing. Here it is. Our big section now, we've got a bit of shell stitch here. So there's only one kit left in this crochet along. I'm trying not to look ahead. I do have the instructions because I'm working with the company, so they sent it to me a little bit early, but I haven't let myself look at them yet. I'm not going to look at them till December and do it along with everybody else, but I'm 99% sure they keep calling these the side strips. So these must go along the sides here of our big piece somehow, one way or another. I don't know if we're going to sew them or crochet them together. And then I presume some sort of border. Again, I've seen the finished blanket, but I tried not to study it because I wanted each month to kind of be a surprise. I'm one of those people who actually, I really love a good surprise. So, yeah, I'm just trying to, like everybody else, I'm going to wait till next month and then we will finish it up together. So, one more chore for this month. I have to finally do some blocking. I've been a little lazy on my blocking, I'll admit it. But I'm going to get all these pieces blocked one more time before I do the final assembly, which one more month to go. I'm pretty sure that has to happen next month, right? So it's been a gorgeous design, though, and I've been having so much fun with that one as well. That one was designed by Lena Skvagerson. Um, Fantastic designer, and I've just really been enjoying that one as well. So let's see. Stacy said yours has been on the back burner for a bit. Need to get caught up maybe this weekend. Yeah, it is fun. And this one, even though it seems like there was a lot of pieces, we had two squares, the two stripes plus the stripe on the big piece. It went pretty quick. This one I was able to do in about 2 evenings. There's definitely been a couple of kits that took me a little bit longer, but of course, the great thing about this one is we've got a whole month for each of those kits. So a little bit easier to catch up. And of course, I just think the winter holidays are such a great time to get caught up on all of those. I'm hoping to be able to have some time to return to my knit collage crochet or knit along, I should be doing, that I started this spring. And I had to similarly set aside to focus on some other projects that had some other deadlines come up. So I too have a sweater in timeout right now that I need to get back to for the knit collage knit along that has since ended, but is still happening right here in my basement. So I'm excited. I've gotten to the point. It's a top-down raglan sweater, I believe, and I need to separate for the sleeves. So little nerve-wracking, but we'll get there. All right. So that is, oh, and my stack of instructions. So I happen to know that while they are no longer selling the 2025 Jimmy Bean's wool kits, those sales have ended. They are gearing up for their 2026 as well. So I'm still going to finish mine and you'll get to see all that. But FYI, if you want to make one, start looking for their 2026. I'm sure they'll make the announcement of when you can start getting that soon. All right. So going down my list, I think that is all the updates. Now I need to talk to you about the giveaways because we have one, two, three, four, I think five giveaways running on Moogly right now, which is more than usual and fantastic, right? We're all coming up on the holidays. I think everybody wants to get their products out and get them seen by you guys. And also, I love doing them because it gives you an opportunity to win presents for you, presents to give. Everybody loves, surprises in the mail, all good things, right? So, first things first, I don't even know where to begin. I'm just going to grab the one that's closest to me, the one that just started yesterday, the Deli Q Maker's Mini Messenger Bag, which is a collaboration between Deli Q and TL Yarn Crafts. And here it is. It is not super lightweight. This is a hefty bag. It's got some body to it. It's got some strength. I don't know how else to describe it. It's made of waxed canvas, which you may or may not be familiar with. It has a little bit of stiffness to it. You can kind of hear that. So it's got some stiffness to it. It's tough. Like these seams are sewn. You know what I'm talking about? This is not going to fall apart on you. This is a quality premium bag. Delicu bags are not inexpensive, at least not in the world I live in, but they are definitely high quality bags. You've got, leather handle here. We've got a canvas strap on the back. Let's look at it real quick. I've got lots of pictures and a video up on the blog now, but this has got some really neat features. So we've got this long pocket. That's the word I'm looking for, my word. This long pocket right here in front. And it is a nice quality zipper. I don't know if you can kind of hear that. You see what I'm saying? It's nice. These are metal, not plastic bits to the zipper. So it's a nice big pocket right here, right in front. Love that. And this is the trick. Inside the zipper tab right here, there is a hidden secret. And this is a brand new feature for the Delicu bags. See if I can do it here on camera. We're just going to pop that open. And can you see that right there? That is a little yarn cutter. Kind of like you find at the top of your dental floss. Perfect for cutting yarns. Maybe not the super bulky stuff, but anything worsted or smaller, you've got a built-in yarn cutter right there. And it's totally hidden. So it's not going to catch on your hands or anything when you don't want it to. Then, I have to turn it around so I can see what I'm doing here. Oh, the other thing we have in front is, you'll always find on your Delicu bags. They've got one of this big safety pin with some stitch markers included and attached. Love that. Just a fun little extra thing that they always do with their bags. And of course, you can add your own, really personalize it if you like. We've got another, like I said, the leather handle up here. Then we've got two zippers for this pouch. There we go. So you can open it either way. And you can see this opens all the way. There's the label for TL Yarn Crafts. TL Yarn Crafts, Tony has a whole line with Delicu right now of their bags, and they're all in this beautiful, vivid rose color. That is sort of what sets hers apart. So you can see this pocket goes all the way to the bottom of the bag. It's got a sewn-in pocket right here. On this side, we've got two pockets. This one little tighter. This one folds out a little bit more for whatever you want to stick in there. Let me close that one so I can show you the other one a little easier. Behind the handle, we've got our second pocket, or our third pocket, I guess it would be. Our third zipper pocket. So many pockets. This one only has one zipper pull tab. But let me show you what's in here. There's one of those little silicone things I forgot to get out. Take that out. Our little moisture absorber. You can see this one goes all the way to the bottom again. On this side, we've got pockets for hooks, crochet hooks, knitting needles, whatever you want to put in there. Underneath, there. That one seems to have sort of like a magnet snap for a second pocket down there. Does it magnetize? I'm trying to feel. Yes, there's a little bit of magnet in there. And then on this side, I'm trying to fold this out of the way a little bit. We've got another zipper pouch on the inside, another pocket. This one is a yarn threader. So on this side where you've got the pockets for your hooks and needles, this is where you'd put your project, and then you can thread your yarn right through there as you work. And then you've got a little pouch for the rest of your notions right there, or you can use the one underneath. So many pockets, and I'm not done. Let me zip that one up. Now we come to the back, and this is one of those features I see all the time on backpacks, and I genuinely don't know what it's for. I don't know. So if anybody knows what these are for, please tell me. I'm so curious. I'm so curious why they put these on backpacks. I do not know. I'm sure there's like some reasonable explanation that bag experts know, but I don't. But anyway, underneath the handle, we have yet another pocket. And this one also goes all the way to the bottom of the bag. And this one has a snap on top. So this one's great for your phone, wallet, whatever you're going to be reaching in there for all the time. Still not done with the features. The strap, the canvas strap, which is adjustable, by the way, and really adjustable. There's a lot of strap here to give you all the wearing options. You can also unclip it from one side and put it on the other. So if you're right-handed, left-handed, however you like to wear your bag, you can clip it back and forth and make it comfortable for you. But it's nice and attached up here. I already checked. If you need to take the strap off for some reason, the whole thing is hand washable. But if you need to take the strap off for some reason, you can also undo it. You can actually take the strap off the bag all the way should you need to for some reason. But otherwise, yeah, it's a great bag. It's got a lot of room. It's kind of flat here right now without stuff in it, but you can see it's got some good depth. And I think this would be a personal sized item for flying as well. I think this would fit most of those regulations. So it holds a lot of stuff. I think this would be a great bag for an everyday project bag, for an everyday purse that you just keep a project in. Personally, I think that's the direction I might be going in, but also for travel for sure. And if this mini messenger isn't your style, there are a ton of Delicu bags, like probably 9 or 10. I'm not sure exactly how many bags they've done in this vivid rose color. Everything from the mesh tote, like I have the teal mesh tote that I use for my Jimmy Bean's wool crochet along. They have that in the vivid rose as well as some really fun accessories if you just want to get like a little scissor pouch. They've got those as well and other little organizational things. So lots of fun. I picked out the mini messenger, so that's what I'm giving away on Moogly. So if you want the bags, definitely check them out on Jimmy Bean's wool. If you want to enter to win one, this is the latest giveaway on Moogly. So there's that one going on. Exciting, right? Very cool bag. Thank you, Don. I agree. It's a very cool bag and so much color, right? Such a beautiful vivid rose color. Okay. Ooh, speaking of, somebody just mentioned bobbins. Well, quite the timing, because the other box, one of the many other things I want to show you guys today is our other new giveaway this week, and that is for the Twice Sheared Sheep surprise box. And this is okay. So there is so much to this giveaway. This is a huge one. This one is open worldwide. It's sponsored by Twice Sheared Sheep. They make knit and crochet notions. So all the fun little tools and accessories and things, that's sort of their specialty. Really fun company, great people. If you ever get a chance to meet the people behind it, they're absolutely lovely. And one of the things they do is they have a yearly surprise box club. And during that year, you get 3 surprise can't say that word for some reason, 3 VIP surprise boxes. It's like saying Arnold Palmer. I always struggle with that too. Surprise boxes. You get 3 of those over the course of the year, plus a lot of other fun stuff. There's patterns, there's challenges. I'm not going to remember it all off the top of my head. It's at a great price, definitely hugely discounted. So they sent me, since it's a surprise, and I don't want to ruin any surprises for 2026, they sent me one of their surprise boxes from 2025. So that's what I have in front of me. And they all had themes. This one has a really fun sort of a jungly dinosaur theme. So let me go ahead and show you what came in this one right here. So I did a video with this one as well, but I wanted to give you a really good look at what all came in here. And of course, I've unwrapped it all, but we'll go through it real quick. Now, again, every time you get one of these VIP surprise boxes, they're all going to be different. So this is just an example box that happened in 2025. This one included the snag-free row counter, which is something they've come up with at Twice Sheared Sheep. A really fun and easy way to keep track of your rows. This one works particularly well for knitting, but there's some ways to use it for crochet as well. And by the way, I should say they will let you specify if you're crochet or knitting, but there's only one difference between the boxes. These are stitch markers. Oh gosh, let me see if I can get I'm a little closer. Can you see those? Aren't those cute? The dinosaur themed stitch markers, and these one are crochet stitch markers, so that's really nice. There's always, of course, I'm sure some postcards and things. This one also included a yarn bowl, a really lovely wooden yarn bowl, really nice, very smooth. We had a pair of scissors with a little leather case. Love that. I'm always poking myself with these things, so love that. We have a little container to put our stitch markers in. At least that's what I'm assuming it's for, right? With all these dinosaurs. Super cute. Oop. And then, speaking of bobbins, yarn bobbins. Oh, it's too shiny. Let me pull it out of the pouch because these are too cute. And I don't want you to miss them. There we go. These are little Triceratops, Stegosaurus shaped yarn bobbins. Oh my gosh, they're hard to see, but how cute are those? So these are really small bobbins, and we can talk more about bobbins in a minute, but you can use pretty much anything for a bobbin. Somebody asked, what can you use for yarn bobbins? These are a really fun example. I think, you're meant to kind of go between the legs. At least that's how I would do it. Um, Probably a little small for bigger projects. This would be good for thinner yarns. Um, Butterfly bobbins are a big one that I use when I'm doing corner to corner projects and you have to make a lot of bobbins. I might have a couple of fun ones that I use, but for the most part, I'm going to be using butterfly bobbins, and I do have a tutorial for that on the YouTube channel. So, getting back to the surprise box though, little aside, they also included a pocket scale. How fancy is this? This is fantastic. If you haven't added a scale to your crochet or knit supplies, whatever you want to say, these are fantastic. These are a great way to let you know, am I going to have enough yarn to finish that project? How much yarn do I have left? How much yarn did I use? As you get further into crochet or knitting, being able to weigh out your yarn is a super, super handy thing. So having a little scale like this is really nice. And of course, I feel like, and I know that no box would be complete, and certainly theirs aren't either, without some gorgeous yarn. And this one is by Yarnaceous Fibers. And that's a company I'm not familiar with, but I want to show you this label. Let's get that box out of the way. Oh, there it goes. Do you see that? I don't know. So I don't know if they made this label specifically for this box or if this is how their label always looks. But how cute is that? It's even dinosaur themed as well. And how gorgeous is this yarn? This is so beautiful. It's called Bronto DK. It is 85% superwash merino wool and 15% nylon. 246 yards. Small batch, hand dyed. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm super excited by all of these beautiful goodies. And it just goes to show some of the stuff that you'll be able to get in the surprise boxes next year. Of course, it'll be all different stuff, but well, you never know. You never know. So we're giving away one of those VIP Surprise Box Club memberships on Moogly Blog right now. Definitely enter that to win if you're interested in. And also check it out. It would be a beautiful gift, of course, to give to someone who's into yarn crafting. Maybe a link to slip out to those who you know are going to be buying for you. So that giveaway is happening as well. Oh gosh, let's see. Yes, no more playing yarn chicken. Scales are great for that. No more playing yarn chicken. Cooking scales also great, but I love this one is really small. I've never seen one this small before, so that's really handy as well. Small enough to actually take with me instead of my big old kitchen scale. Let's see. And Stacy mentioned this is a great one to pick out. Knit Picks has some nice bobbins that are like a spool that you can wrap your yarn around and then close. I've seen those as well. I haven't had a chance to use them, but those look really nice as well. Thank you for mentioning those, Stacy. Absolutely. Great things. Okay, awesome. Oh, and Chris is familiar and says this is their normal label, Yarnaceous Fibers. Love that. How fun. She says that's their normal label. So I guess they were just the right pick for that surprise box. Good job to Twice Sheared Sheep. All right. Let's see what else. We have two book giveaways going on right now. We have the Tunisian Crochet Sweater Collection. This one is by Dora Orenstein. And Dora is a lovely, lovely lady. She's been designing for quite some time. I like to tell this story. The first time I went to a yarn event, she was literally the very first. Like I walked in to the hotel, incredibly nervous, not knowing anybody, and I spotted Dora at the check-in counter for the desk, and I said, "Oh my gosh, it's a famous designer." So that's my Dora story. And of course, I met her after that, and she's a lovely lady. But these are the designs she has in this book. Now, these designs do have a smaller size range. I want to say they go from, I think it's extra small. I want to say it maxes out at 2X, or what would be the equivalent of 2X. I don't think she names them that specifically. It's sort of one of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sizes, but it's about at the equivalent of 2X. So, yeah, here we are. I found it. She uses sizes 1 through 5, which roughly correlate to small, medium, large, 1X, and 2X. So there is a smaller size range for these designs, but they are lovely. And if you fit inside that size range, they certainly would be some great options. And these are all these are the ones I sort of consider, of course, I can't get to a page with pictures. There we go. Sort of like basics, right? These are good basic pieces. We've got vests, we've got cardigans, we've got pullovers. Sort of, the things that you would fill out your wardrobe with, right? Mix and match. I don't know. Maybe that's just where my head is at right now. I keep reading about capsule wardrobes, and these feel like, sort of capsule wardrobe Tunisian pieces. There's a skirt and top set, but for the vast majority of them are sweaters. This one's my favorite, I think, probably. It's the last one in the book, so probably the most difficult one to make, but that one's called Zoe, and I think that one is just really lovely, and I like the little flare and the color work in that one. So Dora is definitely a garment making expert. I have some of her other books just on making garments and things, and they're really smart and informative. And this one, she's also quite the expert on Tunisian. So lovely Tunisian designs in there for you to check out. And then our other sweater book, this one is Reversible Crochet Sweaters by Anna Maria Babanica, the creator of Crochet Highway. So Anna Maria from Crochet Highway. Gorgeous book. This one's a little bit thicker. This one features sweaters that are all made using the interlocking crochet technique, which means that they are completely reversible. So, like this is one side. I think that's the same set from the other side. So these are really neat. This is definitely another advanced technique. I guess you could call Tunisian crochet an advanced technique. Interlocking is more of an advanced technique, but the stitches themselves are quite simple. They're primarily the stitches you already know. Chains and double crochets, I'd say, is 90% of it. But she has added some wonderful shaping to this. The other thing I want to point out with this book, because it is an advanced technique, is how many pictures there are. And that's literally just opening it up to a random page. For this book, she really walks you through every step. So it's very, very impressive. Two great books if you're into making crochet garments, if you want to start making crochet garments and you have a little more crochet knowledge, Tunisian, interlocking, both great books, both giveaways happening on Moogly right now. So definitely check those out. Yes, and oh, Beaker, you have two of her books. They're so helpful and inspiring. I agree. Yes, definitely two wonderful designers there. Yes. Oh, and I'm so glad you like the bobbin ideas. So many great ideas on bobbins for sure. I've even cut some out using my Cricut before that were shaped like little sheep, so that when I wound the yarn around them, it looked like they're wearing their little wool coats, I guess you could say. So you can have lots of fun. But honestly, a piece of cardboard cut into a hourglass shape works just as well. Like I say, for me personally, when it comes to bobbins, 9 times out of 10, I just make butterfly bobbins, and I have a video tutorial for that on YouTube. Then I don't need any tools besides my hands. So another option. So that's all the regular stuff I have to show for you today. Now for our sneak peek, I have an update. I have been working on the sweater using Katia Azteca. I mentioned I've been using a Katia yarn. I've got a sweater in progress. I finally have the sides almost all the way seamed. I was trying it on last night, and I think I want to pull the seams up just a little bit higher on the sides before I add the sleeves. And then, of course, I'm going to add a little bit of edging. I think a little bit of sort of like this, like sort of a ribbed edging. Well, this one's not quite ribbed, but maybe a ribbed edging around the front and the bottom. We'll have to see. Where did I put it? Here we are. Let me pull it out. So here it is so far. And this is my partial ball where I'm at right now. This is Katia Azteca. So this is a bulky yarn. It comes in lots of colors. I picked sort of this black and white and gray colorway. It's a sort of thick and thin effect to it. And also the color is pretty darn random. I'm definitely not getting a big self-strifing effect. If anything, I'm getting more of like a camouflage effect. So that's been really interesting, and it's been really fun to see how it comes together. So don't usually like to show my arms on TV, but here we go. We'll try it on and see what you guys think so far. So you'll see I haven't woven in my ends because it's a work in progress and I might need to pull everything apart. I really hope I don't have to do that. But let's see. Let's see what you guys think. I'm going to push my chair back here and see what you guys think so far. So this is the one I was talking about where I want to keep the body of it with this shell stitch pattern that you'll see right here. And then I think I want to do the sleeves more solid because I know when I wear a sweater over a piece and it's got more of a lace effect to it, I don't necessarily like the way the lace typically looks on my arms, because then you can see if I've got a short sleeve or a long sleeve or no sleeves. And I think I just want solid sleeves. It'll be a little bit warmer, but with the lace on the body for a little bit more breathability. So here goes. I'm going to stand up and see if you guys, I know we're a little close. See if I can bring the microphone with me. Here we are. So here we have the side seams, and I think I want to bring them up this additional 2 inches. Can you see where I just sewed before to where that stitch marker was? I want to bring them a little closer because one piece of feedback you guys gave me is that you wanted more close fit sleeves, not so big open sleeves. So I want to bring that up a little closer, but I still want to have some breathability and room in there. Now, the other thing I've done with this sweater is it's a lot longer. If I come back here, you can see it's a lot longer than I've done other sweaters in the past too. I've had a lot of requests for more of a duster length. And with this one, you could, of course, go even longer if you wanted to. The fun thing is, at this point in the sweater, the only seams are here along the sides. The top and come across the shoulders are all one piece. Now, it doesn't quite close in the front. I've actually gone a size down from what I usually wear. And I did that on purpose because it's not necessarily for me. I want other people to be able to wear it. But I actually kind of like this slimmer fit with, and then once I add a little bit more border here, it'll be a little bit closer, but sort of meant to be sort of an open front cardigan duster look to it. Obviously, if you didn't want to add sleeves, you wouldn't have to. You could leave it as a vest. But I think I want to add some long sleeves. And I think I want to make them tapered as they go out towards the wrist. So what do you guys think? Pull my chair back up here so I can have another seat and see your comments. Oh, I'm glad you guys like it. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Marianne and Chris and Anna. Yeah, oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like it. Yeah, it's always a guess when you pull out a yarn like this to know what it's going to turn out like once you start crocheting it. But I really like it. And the nice thing, and the reason I chose this yarn actually for this project is because I knew I wanted to make a longer sweater, and this yarn is pretty lightweight. Let me see. I was going to say I should have one of the labels. I keep all the labels in this little bag along with the big gauge swatch that I made before I began, so I know exactly how much I used. And I want to make sure I give you guys exactly the right info. So it's Azteca by Katia. It's 53% wool, 47% acrylic. I like that because I like the breathability of the wool and the durability of the acrylic. And then, where are the weights? Oh, in the tiny, tiny print. There we are. Okay. So for 197 yards per ball, weighs 3.5 ounces. So that's pretty good. That's pretty lightweight, especially for a bulky yarn. So my hope is to keep the yarn or the sweater itself relatively lightweight. The sleeves, of course, are going to add a fair bit, especially since they're going to be more solid. But I think I'll just keep those to simple double crochet. Um, yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. I don't know, you guys. Obviously, it's crochet. You make the things you want to make and alter the things you want to alter. But I'm excited about it. And my goal is to have it finished to come out the day after Thanksgiving, the day after American Thanksgiving. So fingers crossed this week. This weekend I'll be able to get the sleeves finished up and some photographs taken and have it out for you guys. So it's pretty simple, comes together relatively quickly, at least so far. Yeah, I'm excited to finish it up and have another sweater, and I'm excited to wear this one. Like I say, it's funny. According to measurements, I actually went down a size, but I'm kind of liking it, and I think that's the fun, of course, of making our own stuff, right? We can say, well, I want it to fit this way, so I'm going to go down a size, or I want it to fit that way, so I'm going to go up a size. And you want to add more length, you can do that. It'll be pretty easy. So I'll include all of that in the pattern as well. So thank you guys. I'm glad you guys like the length and stuff too. It's a little bit longer for me, but I think it'll be a good addition to the crochet wardrobe, right? All right. I think that is all I have to share with you guys today. The next live we've got planned is December 3rd. And by then, of course, we'll have Block 24 up in the crochet along. And on that date, I will definitely give you more information about the yarn I'm using so you can get your yarn for Moogly Crochet Along 2026 as well. And by then, of course, I'll have a finished sweater and we'll probably be working on a tutorial for this one as well. So let me know what you guys think. And let me know if what you guys are looking for in 2026. The great thing is, I'm not, what I want to say, I'm not locked in with anybody. I have a lot of freedom in 2026. And if there's something you'd like to see, if there's a yarn you'd love to see me use, that you are looking for a project in, or you're looking for a particular type of project or something, or if you want to have me come teach at your local yarn store, reach out, let me know. Definitely open in 2026 to all the exciting opportunities. And I'd love to come see you at your local yarn store or at a big event. Definitely let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving and a wonderful rest of your November. I know I'll be busy cooking for my family and hopefully finishing up this sweater and sharing it with you. And in the meantime, we'll have lots of other fun stuff to do as well. Now, I did realize I missed one giveaway on our list. There were so many giveaways. After all that, I looked down and said, wait, but wait, there's more. We also have a yarn winder giveaway going on Moogly Bog right now. This one is from Knit Picks and We Crochet, which you may or may not know is the same company. One's their knit side, one's their crochet side, but they have a brand new yarn winder out. And this one comes in 6 different colors. I've only got the blue, but it does come in a bunch of different colors. And what's loud on it right now is the clamp to clamp it onto the table. The actual winding, pretty quiet. And it's a nice solid one. This is going to be great for smaller to medium sized skeins. It's got great motion. And one of the things I really like about this one is that all the gears are enclosed. If you've ever used a yarn winder before and you've had it, the yarn kind of flip off the thing and go crazy and get caught up in the gears underneath, nightmare, right? This one, all those gears are totally enclosed. And you've only got one bit to send it through. Sometimes there's multiple pieces. This is sort of simplified, smaller, really compact, but everything's enclosed. It's really quiet, feels nice and solid. I think it's a really nice yarn winder. So I almost missed it. Oops. But we didn't. So this one's going on now too. 5. That's 5 different giveaways going on Moogly right now. So check those out. So many, I'm losing track. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we'll see you right back here December 3rd. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.